Hey everybody, this is a SOMSFA semifinal game between the San Francisco 49ers and the Baltimore Ravens. San Francisco is coached by Ed Barrow and Baltimore is coached by Tom Cook. They finished the season 15-1 for Tom in Baltimore, while Ed was, uh, let's see, what was he, 11-5? Let's see, Tom's telling me he's available for a post game unless there's a blowout. So 15-1. Tom has Big Ben Roethlisberger and Chris Ivory and Terrence West as the 1-2 back, both finished with over 1,000 yards. And San Francisco has Romo and Frank Gore. So it looks like they were ready to start. Should be a good one. Let's see, did they play during the regular season? San Francisco did play Baltimore, and Baltimore won 28-17. Kickoff goes 8 yards deep in the end zone. So San Francisco won the toss and deferred, so Baltimore starts. San Francisco plays a 3-4 defense, anchored by Brandon Williams, 6'1" nose tackle, probably the best nose tackle in football. Carlos Dunlap, 5'9" on the outside. Ricky Jean-Francois is a weak link over there, or I should say average link. Run call, looking past to Jared Cook with a 4 linebacker there. Plus 10, first down Ravens. Tom has a very strong run blocking offensive line. He's got Kelvin Beachum, 5'7", Jari Evans, 6'4", Mike Pouncey, 6'7", Marquise Pouncey, 6'7", John Greco, 5'5", and Donald Penn, 5'7", with 5 second tight end Jared Cook. Antonio Bates is the first tight end, Terrence West in the backfield. I'm sure Tom's a little bit nervous playing against Ed, even though Tom's got, 15-1 team. He just won. Long pass gets strong to Julio Jones, incomplete. We all know Ed's success in playoff leagues, and he always makes you nervous when you're facing him. Make sure I hit start broadcast. Oh, I'm supposed to be sharing this out. We do that in case anybody wants to join. That was a short pass. Antonio Gates guessed right. One pan in zone plus 13 on Big Ben's guard. Let's go post that link. So a couple first downs already. Tom's nearing midfield. First and 10, they're on 43. Ravens, Terrence West, the line book. Guessed right, guessed wrong, one man in zone. Goes for plus 5. I think 7's a short game on off tackle. But 5 yards is not bad. It's his first carry of the day. Oh, it's not back yet. Second and 5. We're in an I formation now. Bruce Miller comes in as the blocking back. Line book to West again. 2 men in zone. Guessed wrong. Plus 7. First down. So we've gotten 3 first downs already for Baltimore. Chris Ivory in the game. 2 tight end set. And run right to Ivory. Short gain, first down. It's a nice 1-2 punch there with Ivory and West. West carried it 2 times so far. And Ivory one time with a big 19-yard run, 1st and 10 at 26 in San Francisco territory. Short pass to Julio Jones gets run, 3-minute zone, guarded by a 6 though, so it's incomplete. Sean Smith on the coverage. Ed has double-barreled 6 cornerbacks, Julio Jones and Sean Smith and Vontae Davis. Tom's got a nice group of offensive personnel besides the running backs. Demaryius Thomas, Julio Jones, Antonio Gates, Jared Cook. Flat pass left to Julio Jones. Run call with a 4 cornerback there, but guarded by a 4 linebacker there, guarded by a 6 cornerback. Plus 11, Big Ben's guard. Can't get much better than Big Ben in this set. Maybe Brady's better, but Big Ben's right up there. Aaron Rodgers and Brady are probably the only 2 ahead of him. 1st and 10. Terrence West is in the game, 2 tight end set. Everything's going Baltimore's way so far. Of course, it's way early, and let's see if they can catch this in. They want a touchdown, not a field goal. Off tackle left to Terrence West. Guessed wrong. Passes the fumble. And what did I just say about a turnover? Terrence West has a 4.1 out of 1,000 chance for a fumble, so 0.4%. And there it was. 4 roll against 4.1. So no points for the Ravens after that impressive first drive. That's gut-wrenching. On defense, Tom's also plays a 3-4. He's got his defense anchored by Josh Chapman. He's got Michael Bennett on one defensive end, Jared Allen on the other. 6 linebacker there in Brandon Marshall. Chris Harris is one of his cornerbacks, and Rasheed Mathis is the other. So pretty equal defensively. Short pass Cooper Helfrich, guess wrong. Covered by a 4. It's going to go after your weak points. So you see you got a Helfrich being covered by a 4. He's going to throw at him. And that's just the way he'll operate. He doesn't go deep in. It was a 3-yard guessed wrong run there by Frank Gore. So his running back's Frank Gore. It's very solid. And he plays blocking back in base setting. So you have I formation here. Tate and Gronk and Fitzgerald, 3 nice weapons as well. So despite the difference in records, I think this is a pretty even matchup. Line book to Gore, guessed wrong. 0-minute zone. That's going to go for 6. It'll be 3rd and 1. It's tough to call run, but you got to do it at some point in the game. Tom knows that. Ed knows that Tom knows that, so you get the cat and mouse going. So you're going to try to key Gore, key Romo, throw flat. Off tackle left to Gore. There's a pass call, so it's guess wrong. 0-minute zone, so this is likely a first down, and it is, barring the dreaded 5, which did not come up. That was a first down, 1 yard on every single result except for the 5 roll. Of course, if he had guessed run, that would still been +5. He would have had to key him to stuff in there. So 1st and 10. Off tackle left to Gore. Guessed wrong. 0-minute zone. Walking back +7 or +5. Mike Mohammed comes out of the game with an injury, and he's out for the rest of the game. Tom had a 5-4 middle linebacker, or right inside linebacker, against 0 left inside linebacker. So now both of them are zeros. Arthur Moten, there's a 0-4, and Perry Riley is a 0-4 as well. 0-4-5 and a 0-4-7. One thing Tom liked about this team is that he had solid backups at almost every position. Inside linebacker is lacking the run rating or the pass rating, but the run ratings are okay. See if it makes him, leave both home more often. Open up the running lanes for Ed. Off tackle right to Gore. 0 minute zone. There's another injury, looks like. No, I'm sorry. That was the left from the last play. Blocking back again, +7 or +5, and he goes for 7. So Cooper Healthy makes the block after missing the block. You'll take that 5 or 7 yards every time. The ball's at midfield, 0-0 game. 8:24 to go in the first quarter. And run right to Frank Gore. 0 minute zone is a 6 defensive end there, and the reading is defensive end -2 or +3. So he drops him. That's Michael Bennett. This is not going to be an easy game for either one of these coaches. They'll push each other, that's for sure. And one thing about Ed is he doesn't really make mistakes. So you're looking for that way to set up a coach, line up to Gore. There's a run call, but there's 0 linebackers in the zone. Right guard +7 or +2. Let's look at Ed's offensive line. This is an edge, I think, or an area where Tom has the edge. Ed goes 4-5, 4-5, 5-5, 0-5, and 5-7. So they're all 5 pass blockers except for the 1-7. That brings up 3rd and 10. We had the run for -2, followed by a 2-yard gain when the right guard, who is a 0 run blocker, Craig Urbeck, could not make the block. Doug Baldwin is a nice 3rd wide receiver for Ed in this situation. He's going to have a great card next year. Shane Vereen checks in as the 3rd wideout, or the blocking back or halfback, and a 3 wideout set, I should say. See what Tom does. See if he shows blitz. Talking on the form about the blitz, and he does show blitz. He's got a 0-9 Vinnie Curry in there. Al Woods checks in to take over for 5-0 Brandon Chapman. And he moves his extra DB or starting free safety over to the extra DB spot, which you should do in this rule set. That's absolutely what you should do. All out blitz, short pass to Doug Baldwin. Everybody coming. You see the sack chances range from 26% up to 58%. It is a 35% chance by Jelani Jenkins against Craig Urbeck. And the random roll is an 80. So no sack, it's a dump off. And there's an injury. Let's see. I've got to take my card image off and back on again. 4th and 1 he's going for it. Vinnie Curry was out with the injury. So you're going to take away your 3rd down pass rushing defensive end. Which isn't that bad. Jared Allen's only 2 ticks down pass rushing wise. So 4th and 1 at the Jets 42. Heads in an I formation. So line up to Gore. Guess right, 2-man in zone. We saw Gore's card, guess right. Still can pick it up, but not this time. As Baltimore makes a stand. Just like the Mormonts on Bear Island, here we stand. And they stuff Frank Gore for a 1-yard loss and come off the field whooping and a hollering. He had a chance to make it on 2, 4, 6, 7, 8, 11, and 12. I'll take a look to Chris Ivory. 0 man in zone. Guessed wrong. That will be +5. As there was no blocking back in a 2 tight end set to make the blocks. Baltimore's out to the 48-yard line. I definitely would have gone for it on that 4th and 1 as well. And if you pick it up, you have a good chance of getting points. If you miss it, though, you're giving them pretty good field position. Line up to Chris Ivory, the man in the zone, +5. Guessed wrong. Barkivas Bingo goes out. He got banged up. That was the right outside linebacker. Only out until the second half. I think he's for something or other. For replaced by Vince Williams, 0-0-0. Good on a slot machine, not good on as an outside linebacker. Oh, Ed's going to adjust that. Let's take a look at the San Francisco computer manager. A reminder of what Mingo was. 4-5-7 or 4-4-7? No, 4-5-5. So he's going to shift. What does he have? He has a Will Height, Barrington, an inside-outside guy. Can't do anything with Barrington. Maybe Will Height's an inside-outside guy. He moved Brad Jones in there. No? I'm not sure what he's going to do. Or maybe there's somebody else here that I don't know. Linebook against the run call. Terrence West, +7. Maybe he's just going to shift him around to the other side. I don't know why that would make a difference. I think Ed wanted to shift his depth chart around, but then realized there wasn't that many options. Unless he'd prefer to have, yeah, he did do that. So he prefers to have Jason Worlds covering Terrence West and Chris Ivory and keep this guy on the right. Off tackle left to West, guessed wrong. One linebacker in zone, +3. So Ed was guessing a little bit more run early. Now he switched off that, but he's been plugging. So when it goes in the D card, he has a chance to cut down on the yardage. Terrence West in the 9 formation with Bruce Miller checking into the game. So maybe we'll see this setup against this formation. Flat pass left to Williams, guarded by that 4. Drop for a 2-yard loss in his own card. West is not the greatest pass catcher. He can do a little bit guessed wrong, but guessed right. Yeah, it's not looking so good. Chris Ivory in the game now in that 2 tight end set. So now the 4 is guarding Jared Cook. Short pass to Julio Jones. Single cover by a 6. Free safety's doubling Demarius Thomas. Not going to be a sack here. It'll be a dump off. That goes for 12 yards. 14 yards, excuse me. As is wont to happen with my computer whenever it does that pass rush matchup. Sometimes it turns off the card image. That was just guessed right on Roethlisberger. Short pass Antonio Gates. 3-minute zone, guessed right, covered by a 4. Another Brandon Williams special, as the nose tackle can't really generate much pass rush, and so it's a dump off. Another fumble. Oh, another trip inside the red zone and another fumble as Demarius Thomas takes that dump off reception and coughs it up. The ball is punched out, and Vontae Davis scoops it out and recovers it. So 1st and 10, line book to Gore. Guess wrong, 0-minute zone. Short gain. They're going back the other way. This is an exciting start. You had long drive, fumble. Long drive, 4th down stand. And then another long drive fumble. 1st and 10 up to the 26. Off tackle right to Gore. It's Thomas saying, go ahead, run to your heart's content. I'm going to worry about the pass. Gore's run 10 times so far for 44 yards. I'm not sure. I think he's got like one of those pass catching halfbacks as his backup. Let's take a look. No, Jordan Taunton and Lance Dunbar. So he's got some options there when he runs out of carries, if he runs out of carries. And run left to Gore, 0-minute zone, short gain. So, old man, the inconvenient truth, Frank the Tank, whatever you want to call him, he's put the team on his back, and they're not really worried about run. They're just letting Gore do the heavy lifting. Out to the San Francisco 41. Off tackle right to Gore, 0-minute zone. Free safety doubling Gore. Blocking back +7 or +5. Helfet can't make the block, so he settles for a 5-yard gain. Gore, coincidentally, is averaging 4.9 yards so far. Second and 5. Is Ed setting Tom up for a long bomb? Lots of running and lots of pass calls. Climb up to Gore, setting him up, but he didn't quite trigger quick enough, as that was a key to run to Gore, and that is dropped for no gain. Would have been +8 guessed wrong and +4 guessed right. So that's a huge call there. Nice job by Tom, as now you get 3rd and 5 with containment in effect. Shane Vereen and Doug Baldwin check in, as Cooper Helfett and Frank Gore check out. 13 runs for Gore. Flat pass right to Vereen. There's a 4 linebacker there. He's guarded by that same linebacker. Picks up 4 yards on Romo's guard. It's only Romo's 3rd pass of the day. He saw like a dozen runs for Gore. And another 4th and 1, this time at midfield. What will Ed do? Decisions. We have our second straight 4th and 1 situation. Second straight time that San Francisco's had the ball. Nope, he decides to punt it. Almost pulled the trigger on going for it. I think anytime your opponent punts, you get a feeling of relief. So I don't think Tom's unhappy with that decision. If he doesn't make it there, though, you're giving the Ravens prime field position. 0-0. Back at it again with Baltimore taking over. On their own 12. Terrence Weston, I formation. Long pass to Demaryius Thomas. I was just going to say Tom's not afraid to go deep, and that's why. Long gain there. Big Ben's got a nice long gain on 8. Guessed right, and Thomas gets behind the defense, catches the ball 41 yards and a 1st down, pushes Ravens past midfield. Flat pass left to Ivory. Guessed right for linebacker there. And complete. Roethlisberger starting off 7-10 for 99 yards. It really has been a dream start for the Ravens, aside from the 2 fumbles. They capped both of those drives with touchdowns, and they're here driving, trying to get a 3-score lead. Of course, that didn't happen. San Francisco stuffed it, knocked it out, lined up to West, guessed wrong, +5. 6 runs for West for 33 yards. 3rd and 5 now, containment in effect. This will be a big conversion so far. Let's look at the box score. San Francisco is 1 of 3 on 3rd downs. This will be the first 3rd down that Baltimore's had. It shows you how effective they've been moving the ball, as they haven't had to face a 3rd down yet. And there's 13-12 to go in the half. They put together long drives, but they were able to do it on 1st and 2nd downs. 3rd and 5. High formation. You could run it off tackle here, hoping to get a boost from your run blocking. I think Ed switched to a 3-2-6. You gotta run here. Do an off tackle run to West towards Bruce Miller's side, and you've got a 6 center, a 5 guard, a 5 tackle, and a 6 linebacker draw. He's not going the off tackle route, but he does get the boost there. Offensive right guard +7 or +2. Jari Evans makes the block, but he's got such a good run blocking line. I'm not sure if you can go with a 3-2-6 as much as that benefits you on 3rd downs. If it's 3rd and medium, you got to stop that. Off tackle left to Ivory with a run call, 0 men. Picks up 5. 2nd and 5 now. Baltimore at the 49er 30. 3rd time they've been in field goal range today, and they have no points. This drive has to end in points, or that would be a crushing blow for the Ravens. two tight ends formation, Chris Ivory in the game. Short pass to Gates, being double covered by the free safety, incomplete, and as an injury, Ricky Jean-Francois. He's banged up and he'll be out until the second half. So Ed's had two of those injuries that go to the halftime. Let's take a look at them. Ricky Jean and Barquitas Mingo, both of them will be back for the second half. Tom's had two game-ending injuries in Vinny Curry and Mike Muhammad. Mike and the Mohammeds. So 3rd and 5, containment in effect again. Now, if that pass wasn't double-teamed, if it was just guessed right, it was incomplete, but if it was guessed wrong, it would have been plus 17 as Gates is a maxed short pass receiver. Tom goes with a two tight end set with Terrence West, daring Ed to go back to his 3-2-6 defensive formation. Ed says, let me think about that. He does still have the 6 nose tackles, so he gets those benefits on 5 and 9. And he does go 3-2-6, so you're going to see another run here. West off tackle was my prediction. Although Tom in his spreadsheets might say West linebacker is the better option. Short pass to Julio Jones being double covered. Oh, an interception split. As Tom says, nah, I'm not going to run it again. I'll trot out a field goal kicker. He tried to pass it there, go big and go home. Or go big or go home. The field goal was adjusted back. It was only a 2-7, but it was adjusted back by 5 yards too. The good news is it was good. Good news for Baltimore fans. And the kickoff goes out to the 22. But you have to be wondering, when I'm in games like this, and you have 3 opportunities to score, and you come away with only a single field goal, did you use up some of your good fortune driving down there but not scoring, or do you have some bad luck coming to your opponent because you fumbled all those? Sometimes I feel like, you're only going to get so many good drives a game as your opponent will stop you. So you want to take advantage of them. And when you don't, when his good drives come and he takes advantage of them, you could be looking at a 10-point deficit instead of a 21-point lead if you had done well on all your chances. So 1st and 10, I formation. Tom is back. Yes, no Vinny Curry, so Jared Allen's going to have to stay in there on 3rd downs. At 0-9 is now 4-7. Run call, short pass to Golden Tate. Guess wrong, 3-minute zone. Incomplete. Tate's also a max short pass receiver, and it hit the only spot it could hit where it wasn't caught. 2nd and 10. 30 out of 36 chance for good stuff. The edges in particular look juicy. 2nd and 10. So sometimes when you're wrong, you're right. Look to Gore, guessed wrong, 0-minute zone. 7. I'll bring up 3rd and 3. Free safety was doubling Tate, thinking that Ed would go back to back to Mr. Tate. Ed stays in I formation. Tom stays in 3-4. Last time we had something like this, there was a run key of Gore. Another time, just a run call. Look, long pass to Larry Fitzgerald. Guest right, 0 men in zone. Covered by 5. Receiver reading, incomplete. As Fitzgerald has 6, 7, 8, 9 chances. Guest right. 49-yard punt with a little bit of a roll there. So Ravens will take over deep in their own end. Despite those injuries, Ravens defense has played pretty well. West in there in an I formation. The winner of this game will face Seattle in the Super Bowl. Long pass to Julio Jones. Single cover guard by 6. Plus 26 guessed right on his card. So he has 12 chances guessed right, and one of those chances hit. You got to go deep on both these guys. Ed, because he moves to free safety a lot, likes to double, so you got to make him pay every once in a while. And Tom, because you got Romo, you can hit a long pass against that Tom's defense. So both coaches will sprinkle in a handful of deep passes. Line book to Ivory, 1 man in zone, gets wrong, plus 2. Ball's at the Ravens 44. So rotating guys in and out, West and Ivory. Both seen action here. 2nd and 8. Long pass to Demaryius Thomas again. 0 men in zone, another 8. Long gain. Touchdown. Ravens connect. Demaryius Thomas, 56-yard connection from Big Ben Roethlisberger. Go big and stay alive in the playoffs. Thomas going up top. And it's paying off as he's hitting Big Ben's card regularly. Of course, if those deep throw chances were interceptions, you'd be cursing those. We've seen a lot of running early from Ed. Will being down by 10 change his outlook and get him to be a little bit more aggressive. Tom, neither of these coaches are bringing a ton of linebacker support to help the pass rush. Off tackle right to Gore. 0 men in zone, gets wrong, plus 5. They are stuffing that linebacker spot, the spot in between the linebacker and the off tackle, which doesn't count for pass rush, but helps you in 2 zones. Have a man there. Looking past to Gronkowski, 2 men are still there. Plus 7 on the quarterback card. Another injury. Cooper Helfrich goes out. So Chris Clark, backup blocking back, who's really an offensive tackle. So his card's the weakest that you can get. Is now in the game as a 4 run blocker, 0 pass blocks. The run call, off tackle left to Gore, guest right, 0 men in zone. So that makes it 2nd and 10. Ed's got to see if he's got somebody better than there. He's going with 2 tight end set with Joseph Faria. I'm not sure if Faria can play blocking back. He's only a tight end, so oh no, he can play blocking back. But he's a 4 rated tight end and a 0 blocking back. So you probably see Ed go with a 2 tight end set from here on out. Right, Gore in the backfield. Nothing. Ravens. 49ers will get the ball first in the second half. So go down here, get some points, get tied up after halftime. Flat pass right to Gronkowski, being double covered by an inside linebacker, I believe. So it doesn't really matter. It doesn't affect the reading. So it's plus 10, guess right. Gronk's got a Studley card. This gets wrong. Not to get George there. Ball out to the 49er 42. 5:06 to go in the half. Short pass to Golden Tate. Guessed right. 3 men in zone. No linebackers coming to support the pass rush. Receiver reading plus 15. Romo 6 of 8 so far for 58 yards. As we're starting to see a little more passes, the 49ers are into Raven territory. 4:30 to go in the half. Top tackle left to Gore. Guess wrong, 0-1 in zone. Offensive onside in, +5 or +0. At Joseph Foria can't make the block. Cooper Helford wouldn't have made the block either if he would have still been in the game. Even if he had run to Gronkowski's side, he doesn't make the block because it was a wide die 6. 17 runs so far for Gore for 71 yards. Flat pass right to Foria. Gets right, incomplete on 10. 3rd and 10, 3:36 to go in the half. Ed needs to get close here to go for a 4th down conversion or just to convert it right away. I think you're going to see a short pass here. Tom hasn't been supporting those linebackers, so you have Bennett against the 5-7. Jared Allen against the 4-5. You have 7 against the 5, 9 against the 7. Looking past the Tate. He decides to go flat. Try to get a little closer. Tate's got a nice reading, +9 on his card. He's got kind of like a tight end type flat pass card. He's a very good yak receiver too, if I remember. Although we don't use that rule here in SOMSFA. 4th and 1, he's going for it. Unless he has a kicker that's very good deep. Let's check that out. He's got Dan Bailey, who's 2 through 6, 11 and 12 from deep. But it's only 1 yard, so he's going for it. 2 tight end set. Linebucker here. Flat pass. Quarterback sneak. And run left to Gore. Guessed right. 0 men in zone. Defensive onside in, +2 or +7. 1st down as Jared Allen can't make the play. Even with a linebacker there, it would have been a 1st down. So nice job there by Ed, figuring out where he was going to run. It was a keyed attempt. He did try to key him, but he keyed him inside linebacker and off tackle. That's 18 runs for Gore. 1st and 10. Down to the Ravens 27. 2:24 to go in the half. 3-4 showing blitz now for Tom. Off tackle left. Guessed wrong, 1 man in zone. +7. 19 runs for 85 yards for Gore. Let's take a look at that. Let's take a look at that backup running back. I think Lance Dunbar has one of those free cards. So he's not going to be able to run it except in certain situations like this one. I think he could come in here. Todman's going to have to pick up some slack once Gore uses his runs up. 2nd and 3, linebacker to Gore. Tom says, I'm going to give you those runs. At this, I'm going to take them. Defensive nose tackle +1 or +12 only goes for 1 as Josh Chapman makes a play. Let's take a look at Todman's card. This guy's Shane Green. Shane Green can run a little bit, I think. Todman also can't run. Maybe it's Vereen that's going to pick up the slack. Yeah, Vereen can go. This card isn't that great. 3rd and 2. 2 tight end set. 3 versus a 3-4. For a short pass here. See if he can hit Gronk or Fitz. Flat pass right to Fitz, being double teamed by the free safety. The automatic interception. It's my rule suggestion for Stratomatic. Good call there by Tom, and diagnosing that play, and it's going to be a field goal chance. Got Dan Bailey up and good. That'll make it 10-3. If Ed can hold here, we'll get a chance to tie it with the first possession of the 2nd half. course, the first job is stopping the Baltimore offensive attack, which frankly has been tough today. Big Ben been hitting on the bombs. Ooh, Baltimore decides to bring it out, hoping to hit the plus 99, but instead he hits only the plus 21, 9 yards deep, so they'll start at their own 12. So Ed could actually get the ball back here sooner than that with the stuff. And a decent punt return. The question is, what do you do on defense? What do you call? Do you call run to try to stop Ivory, or do you call pass? Try to shut down Big Ben. Ed will go 3-3-5 here on first down. And run right to Ivory. Guessed wrong. As the free safety and extra DB were pulled back. Picks up 6 yards. It'll be 2nd and 4. Tom using a balanced attack, running, flatting, going deep, short passes. He's mixing it all in, and it's been working well. 1:07 left in the half. Really just need one first down here, then you can run out the clock. Flat pass right to Chris Ivory, +4, first down. So that takes some of the pressure off. Michael hurry up here, trying to hit a big play. 10 of 15 for 185 and a touchdown for Big Ben. So Tom's gone away from solely going by the spreadsheets. He says he's going back to his more gut feeling call. I think that's serving him well tonight. 1 minute left in the half. At this point, maybe you try to go deep if you get a good feeling of where it's going to be doubling. Last time I just popped those two guys deep, hoping to catch him going deep and have the interception spot on 7 come into play. And run right to Ivory, trying to hit a big number on Ivory's card. That's plus 12 on the D card. Gets out of bounds too. So now the Baltimore needs to be a little bit more aggressive. We can continue to run the ball, but this isn't just a matter of not giving San Francisco the ball back. You can make it a 2-score game here with 3 more first downs. It stays in 3-3-6. Flat pass left to Demaryius Thomas. Incomplete. Receiver reading, and Thomas misses it. 2nd and 10. So even with the 2 turnovers and 2 injuries, the Ravens have done well. They've stayed aggressive and moved the ball down the field almost every time they've had it. I don't think they've gone 3 and out yet. Long pass to Demaryius Thomas, 2 men are back there. There's a sack chance. It's not going to be a sack. So you'll see either an interception, a straight completion, or a dump off. And it's a dump off for 6 yards on the quarterback's card, probably. I've got to do the turn off and turn back on the card image. Yeah, 6 yards on a 7 on the quarterback's card, 3rd and 4. No timeout. He just went to hurry up. Baltimore down to the last timeout. Yard line. They need a conversion here to keep the drive going. You can see another deep pass. We can see an end run, try to get out of bounds, stop the clock. Maybe a flat pass to the same. Short pass to Julio Jones. Single covered, 3-man in zone. 5% chance of a sack. Carlos Dunlap against Donald Penn. Here's the count up. No sack, but it's a defender exit for short gain. There's no jump offs in the last minute of the half, I believe, or the game. Something like that. It's turned off. It's a punt. Down to the number 2 punt returner, Travis Benjamin, and he calls for a fair catch. a couple knees and we'll be out of here. I don't think Ed's going to try to push the issue. He gets a chance to get the ball, and we'll have a chance to tie it up. I'll be happy with that. He lines up to take a knee, takes the knee, and we are going to halftime. I don't think Tom will call that out. No sense in doing that. So 10-3 Baltimore after the first 30 minutes of play. 2-minute break for Ed, and I'm going to take a break myself. I'll be right back. Okay, Ed's back. We'll see if the kickoff happens. It's been a pretty dominant half of Baltimore, and the fact that they're only leading by a single touchdown is a little concerning, but man, they've done really well moving the ball. 191 to 67. Got a 27-yard return on a kick down to the 3, so the San Francisco started their own 30. That's not to say San Francisco hasn't moved the ball, because they've moved the ball pretty good too. But their drives seem to have stalled around midfield. Neither team had to punt that often. San Francisco with 2 and 49ers with 2 and Baltimore with 1. Top pass right to Foria. 4 linebacker, guest to right, 1 man in zone. It's a white die 6 plus 10 up to the 40. They've almost been good. 8 of 12 for 77 yards. But Tom's hit on 2 or 3 big passes. There's been 2 8 rolls on Big Ben's card and 1 plus 27 on a receiver reading. Flat pass left to Gronkowski being double covered. 2 men in zone, incomplete on the quarterback's double team coverage, but there was a pre-snap penalty. So that play is wiped out. Never happened. Why did we see it then? As Bob Militello would say. It's one of his things he likes to get on the sandbox and talk about. Shane Vereen in the game now in a 2 tight end set. He can run unlimited in the second half. But his card is uninspiring, I would say. It's got a plus 15 off tackle on 9 and a plus 18 on end run on 6. Not a lot of other big numbers. First penalty of the game, notes Tom. Yeah, absolutely right. I don't remember that. Penalties. First and 15. You know, playoff games, they will harp on this again. They're decided by big plays, turnovers, injuries, and penalties. Line book to Vereen, guessed wrong. 2 men in zone, plus 6. He says, don't worry about me being uninspiring there, Dennis. That means I can run guessed wrong. That means I land on this card quite a bit and can average a nice 5 or so yards per carry. Second and 9. Oh, excuse me. Green's also an excellent pass catcher, so you'll see him shoot out for those flats every now and then, which gives Tom a little something extra to think about. Looking past the Joseph Foria. Guessed wrong, 0-minute zone. +8. That'll be 3rd and 1. Romo, 9 of 13 for 85. That's Foria's second catch of the day. Of course, Foria's pressed him to action because of the injury to Cooper Helfin. Line book to Gore. Guessed wrong. 24-yarder, he rips it off. 21 runs for 110 yards, 5.2 yards per carry. But again, I've been in this kind of situation before as a defensive coach. You're kind of feeling okay because the other guys used up a lot of his carries and you're still winning. Makes it a little bit easier to keep guessing pass. Doesn't mean it's right. Doesn't mean it's knowing the game, but 21 of those carries are done for already, and long pass to Green being double covered by the free safety. So like I said, it's going to look for those disadvantages that Marine's covered by the right outside linebacker, who is a 4. I'm sorry, the left outside linebacker, that's Jelani Jenkins. So in this formation, that's who's covering him. So he's trying to go up top over that 4. Got a dump off there for 10 yards, which Tom will take. Ed will take. 10 of 14 for 95 for Romo. Line buck to Vereen, guessed right. 2-minute zone in the flats, but 0-minute zone on the run. Doesn't matter, it's on Vereen's card. So that'll bring up 2nd and 10. Ed will be okay with a field goal here because that cuts it to 4, but I think he'd be much, much happier with a touchdown. Short pass to Gore. 4-minute zone, guessed right. It's going to be a dump off, it looks like. And it is, +6. As it went to the asterisk receiver, and there is no asterisk pass rushers right now. Not the asterisk receiver, the asterisk pass rusher. So that would have to be a free safety or a stud linebacker or defensive lineman, but none of those are in the game and blitzing. 3rd and 4 now. Gore end run or Gore flat. My prediction. Or you might just try to throw a short pass to Pitts. No, it's a linebacker to Gore. Guessed right, 0-minute zone. Stuffed. No yards. If it had been guessed wrong, would have been 5 yards and a first down. So good call there by Tom. That'll make it 10-6 after Dan Bailey knocks this through. Again, for you to take the lead, you would have had to get a field goal at some point or another touchdown. So got points. Baltimore takes over at their own 20. Good semifinal game here. Ed's going back to the depth chart because he's got Worlds back in there, or not Worlds, but Mingo back in there. So he wants Mingo to be guarding West, maybe, so he can blitz Worlds a little more. We wait while he adjusts. Adjustment done. I formation. Big Ben with Terrence West in the halfback spot. Off tackle right to West. Guessed wrong. 0 man in zone. Offensive onside tackle +8 or +3, and then Kelvin Beacham gets hit with a white die 6 against his 5. Can't make the block. That's not going to happen too often with Tom's line. Ivory's in there now. 2nd and 7. They're commiserating over both being Barkivi's Mingo owners. Long passes to Demarius Thomas, guessed right, covered by a 6 interception split. 2 through 6, 11 and 12 would have been a pick. But instead, it's an incomplete pass. So Tom's staying aggressive. Third and 7 now. Will Ed bring the blitz? What does he have here? He's got that Dunlap. He's in 5'9". Ricky Jean Francois is back in the game. It's 4'3". Really a 4'4", adjusted to a 4'3". Then Dunlap's probably a 5'10", adjusted to a 5'9". No? Why don't we see his adjustment? Chris Smith comes into the game. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe Ricky Jean is a 4'3". Always. Yeah. Short pass to Julio Jones. Demarius Thomas being doubled. Defender extra short gain. It's incomplete as Sean Smith's 6 rating comes into play. And Ed will get the ball back with a chance to drive and take the lead. So the Baltimore defense will need to step up. Travis Benjamin eyes up the punt, grabs it, and goes nowhere. So 1st and 10, San Francisco at their own 27. Joseph Foria remains in the game. Was Helfet out for the game or just the half? Oh, Helfet's out by the game, excuse me. Short pass to Larry Fitzgerald, so you're still going to see that 2 tight end set. Incomplete interception split. If Tom had been doubling there, that would have been an interception. Those are so devastating in the playoffs. When I booked to Gore, guessed right with the run call. Tom's on his game, calling Ed right so far, holding him to 2 field goals. And we haven't seen Ed throw as many bombs as you might normally think. Part of that is because Tom's secondary is loaded. 6'5" and 5. 6'5", 5 on 5, excuse me. 3 wide formation for the 49ers. Marines in the backfield. .654 to go in the 3rd quarter. Looking past the Gronk, 0 men there, not doubled. The guest right on the quarterback's card, though, and only goes for 5. Could have been good on a receiver reading or on the D card, but the 3 and out for the 49ers after they stopped the Ravens. The coaches settling into a defensive rhythm, each one figuring out how to stop the other. Another 0-yard return, this one by Dwayne Harris. And it's 1st and 10 Ravens. pass right to Ivory for linebacker there. Goes for +4 in the quarterback's card. Second and 6. Ivory there in the I formation. I'll tackle left to Ivory, run call. So guess right. But it's defensive end +2 or +9, and Carlos Dunlap's 5 can't make the play against a white die 6. Seen that happen to each team so far. So first and 10, Baltimore out to their own 44. First and 10, looks like we got Nathan joining the broadcast. Feel free to jump in, Nathan, if you have a mic. Flat pass left to Bruce Miller. Guess right. 4-rated linebacker there. It's going to go for +10. That's a pretty nice flat pass card there for a fullback. San Francisco is flagged for a personal foul. Late hit on the quarterback. This has been a low penalty game so far, but that's a big one. That moves the ball from midfield, close to midfield, to the San Francisco 31. Let's see how many penalties we've had so far. That was the second penalty. Both of them have been on San Francisco. A 5-yarder and now a 15-yarder. No penalties yet on the Ravens. Looking past the gates. Guessed right for rated linebacker there. White die 6, +9. There's our third penalty of the game, and this time it's on Baltimore. Penalties giveth, penalties taketh away. That'll make it 1st and 20 instead of 2nd and 1. Third quarter, 4:30 to go, 10-6 Baltimore. Looking to extend their lead. San Francisco's looking to hold the line. Force them to punch. This is a big play here, 1st and 20. Will Ed give up the run to Ivory? I don't think so. You can never count on Ed to just give up something. And run right to Ivory, so he does give it up. Here comes Ivory. Offensive right guard, offensive onside guard, +8 or +3, picks up 8. Jari Evans, 6 against the white die 6. 2nd and 12. Pretty much in field goal range here, as Tom has a decent long range kicker, 2 for 6 at 11 and 12. So you want to get a few more yards, but he's hoping to at least get that back to a 7-point lead. Looking past the gates, guessed right, 1 man in zone, +6. Penalty, illegal contact against San Francisco. You're going to accept that. It's going to be 1st and 10. Ravens at the 49er 28. Chris Ivory stays in the game. Short pass to Marius Thomas, 3 man in zone on a run call. Long gain, guessed wrong, touchdown. So the Ravens go up 17-7. Would have been a long gain even if it was guessed right. That's what you get when you get those high-powered number 1 type receivers. You know, a lot of people don't realize the value, as this kick goes down to the 3, of a great receiver in a draft league. There's so many receiver ratings. A play like that can really shift the momentum. So there would have been a penalty on the extra point, but he wasn't going for the block. So 17-6 Ravens over the 49ers. 3:18 to go in the third. Plenty of time for Ed to get back in this. Looking past Gronkowski, double covered, and 2 men were in the zone, so 3 men in the zone. Second time we've seen that. Goes for +6, though, as Romo threads the needle and sticks it into Gronk's chest. You can imagine 3 guys jumping on Gronk's back trying to bring him down. 2nd and 6. Long pass to Tate against the run call. Ed's finally opening it up a bit as Tom's been consistently calling run, but it's picked off. The 7 split, and the Ravens bring it back to the 30. So that's going to set up 1st and 10 Baltimore at the 49er 31. He had been patient. He'd seen Tom call run quite a bit. And you live by the long pass, you die by the long pass, and Eddie hasn't even had a chance to live here. He one of his first bombs, and it gets picked off. Guessed right run, but 0 men in the zone goes for 9 yards, 2nd and 1. You can feel the momentum shifting towards the Ravens, but never count out NFL Ed. He wants to hold to the field goal, keep it to a 2-touchdown game. Off tackle right to Ivory. Guess wrong +5. It's down to the 17. Flat pass left to Demarius Thomas, 2 men in the zone, incomplete. Ooh, that would have been a 3 and a pick 6. My, oh my, that could have been a huge play. But it did not happen. 17-6 Ravens, 2nd and 10, Ivory in the backfield. That's why you still throw short too. Those wide receivers covered by 6s. They got their good stuff on their own card anyway. Dump off 11 yards on Demarius Thomas's card as the original play was a short pass to Julio Jones. But switched to a dump off. There was no asterisk pass rusher. So 1st and goal at the 6. Touchdown here opens up an 18-point lead for the Ravens. The Niners really want to keep this to a 14-point lead or get a turnover and keep it at 11. 3-4 showing blitz. Line with the West. Guess wrong. Right guard +4 +0. Now we're into the 4th quarter. And you're going to see a couple more runs here. I don't imagine Tom's going to risk throwing it. As he tries to pound this in with his excellent offensive line. Against the 49ers defense. Line book to West. Offensive center +5 +0. Touchdown. And 24-6. The Ravens are in control. Kick goes 8 yards deep. And he'll take a knee. So 49ers had a lot of guess wrong runs. And Gore was ripping off 5 and 6 yard chunks. But those drives seemed to stall near midfield, or even when they went into scoring territory, they were stopped short and had to settle for field goals. 3-4 showing blitz. Has Tom been reading the forum? Of course he has. He's been heavily involved in that conversation. Does that mean he's going to blitz the house? Probably not. But he did show blitz. Even that is a little unusual for Tom. He is going to bring the house. Long pass it fits. 57% chance of a sack. Patrick Omama. Oh, mama, don't give up this sack. And he barely holds off the incoming linebacker, Jenkins. Jelani Jenkins. 2nd and 10. Ed just missed a long pass too there. Flat pass right to Joseph Oria. There were 2 guys in the zone, but it was on the quarterback's card +6. So 3rd and 4. Ed needs to put together a drive here. I don't think we're in 4-down territory yet. Short pass to Golden Tate against the run call, covered by a 6 +13. 1st and 10. Niners out to 39. Now they're getting a little bit of a rhythm. Got to get a little more tempo, a little more urgency. 13:48 to go in the game. Line buck to Vereen. Guess wrong. The dreaded 5. First time we've seen that today. Second and 10. 2 tight ends at short pass to Fitzgerald. Guessed right. 0 men in zone. No extra pressure. Romo hits it. +12. 1st and 10. In Baltimore territory. And run left to Shane Vereen. 0 men in zone +6. But penalty offsides is called. False start, I'll call that. First and 15. Green is in the game. Again, we're still for an end run to Vereen. No, off tackle left to Vereen. Guess wrong, 1 man in zone. Offensive onside tackle +5 or +2. Only gets 2 as Taylor Lewan can't make the block. Second and 13. Gore is in there. Short pass to Tate. Single covered by a 6 though. Sack chance. Jared Allen against Taylor Lewan. 32% chance of a sack. No sack, +11. Romo comes through in the clutch. It's going to be 3rd and 2 at the Baltimore 41. Off tackle right to Gore. Guessed right. -1. You got to go for it. So Thomas been great with the run calls today. Really good. It seems like he's calling run correct quite a bit. So it early on, but Big Ben's deep passing has shifted that up a little bit. 4th and 3. The game's on the line here. 2 tight end set. Will Tom go with another run call? Short pass to Gore. It's a pass call. 3 men in zone. Gore's covered by a 4. 5% chance of a sack. Michael Bennett against somebody, and it's a dump off to Gronkowski. Darn card image disappearing. It was a +9 on the D card, dump off, 0 men in zone, as Sebastian Volmer held off Michael Bennett. Short pass to Golden Tate. Linebackers coming, so there'll be a 40% chance of a sack. Arthur Motes against Hugh Thornton. Will he be a Thornton in Ed's side? Yes, he will be. As down goes Romo. 12 yards loss. As Tom says, I don't need the free safety blitz to bring pressure on the quarterback. He brought 2 linebackers, and one of their numbers came up. King Arthur. And gets it done. 2nd and 22. Tom shifts to a 3-3-5. Short pass to Frank Gore. Covered by a 4. 4 men in zone. Another sack chance. Michael Bennett against Volmer. See how those 7s really come into play. They just hard to get a sack against them straight up. Must run 21 yards on 2nd and 22. Are you kidding me? Tony Romo single-handedly puts the team on his back, and look at he almost fumbled it. He had a 23.9 chance of a fumble out of 100, and he got a 24. Flat pass left to Golden Tate. There's a 6 linebacker there in the zone and a 6 cornerback covering it, but he still shakes them both off. Gets 9 yards, 1st and 10. 49ers have the ball at the Ravens 15. And run left to Shane Vereen. Defensive end, +11 or +47, touchdown. As Vereen gets past Jared Allen, loses his grip on Vereen's jersey, and he goes into the end zone for the touchdown. And that'll make it 24-13 as Ed sticks with a regular conversion instead of a 2-point conversion. He can do that the next touchdown he gets. Since he's down 18, or he was down 18, he needs 2 touchdowns, 2-point conversion, and a field goal. But now he only needs 1 touchdown, a 2-point conversion, and a field goal. Terrence West in there, 9 minutes to go in the game. Ed needs a 3 and out here. That hasn't happened very much to the Ravens. Flat pass right to Gates. Guessed right, but white die 6 makes it a short gain. It only goes 10 yards, but still it's 1st down. Big Ben, 16-26 for 254 and 2 touchdowns. 8:24 to go in the game. Chris Ivory in there now. Looking past the Gates, being double covered by the free safety, still picks up 6. A pick there would have been huge, huge. So let's pick off a quality quarterback like Big Ben, even with a good direct double team. Still need the roll to go your way. And when you do double team, you would expect to get an incompletion, but it doesn't always happen. Those guys are good. They're getting paid lots of money. You can throw pinpoint passes. Off tackle left to west, the run call, offensive nose tackle, a defensive nose tackle +4, +9. Doesn't make the play, or he does make the play, so he only goes 4. Still, it's a first down either way. 7:12 left. 2 more precious minutes come off the clock. As he's started the drive with 9 minutes left, now it's down to 7 minutes left. Off tackle right to Ivory, guessed wrong, +4. Second and 6. And run right to Ivory, guessed right. Only goes for 1 yard, and their containment is in effect. Would have been a short gain otherwise. This is a tough offense to stop. Tom's done a good job today. 6:18 to go in the game. Third and 5, and he goes 3-2-6. Remember, we saw this in the first half, and Tom ran once and picked it up on a block by Jari Evans. It's another run. Linebacker draw to West. It's on his card's containment's in effect, but there's all those blocker readings on the D card. It only goes 2 yards on his card, so it'll be a punt. 5:42. No time to waste. Ed needs to get this ball and get it in the end zone. 48-yard punt. Goes to the 5. Ed should let it bounce, I think. Rick Hammond's okay. I'm try to get a big return from him, but so yeah, he lets it bounce. Takes it over at the 20. We're a few seconds away from Tom being able to go 3-3-5 for the rest of the game. I think 5 minutes or less in the game when it turns on. Not necessarily saying that he'll do it. Short pass to Golden Tate, covered by a 6, 3-minute zone. Dump off, +4. Second and 6. Ed needs one of those massive dump offs on the D card. Everyone hates the dump offs, but there's a lot of times where they do stuff like this, give you 4 yards, give you an incomplete on the quarterback's card. Not always juicy yardage on the 0-minute zone. It happens half the time, but not always. Long pass to Green, guessed right, 1-minute zone. Roman's got a long gain on 9. Intercepted. What a defensive performance today by the Ravens. That would have been a defender X reading. That could have been a first down, or not a first down, but it would have been like a 27-yard gain. But the Ravens take over. Time to run it. Tick the clock down. Line up to West. Guessed wrong. 2-minute zone. +2. 3:54 to go. Tick, 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 tick. Looks like it'll be Tom facing me in the Super Bowl. It's something we've been talking about all year. I'd love to see it with 2 undefeated teams. And run right to Ivory. Loses a yard. 3:18 to go. It's not over yet, though. Gonna make him punt here with the two minutes or so, 2:50 to go. Ed really needs a big play. Christine Michael, God, does he have it written in his contract that he has to be in for 1 play a game? He comes into the game again for 1 play. Tom just likes me to talk about Christine Michael on the podcast, or on the broadcast, I guess. There's absolutely zero reason to bring Christine Michael in the game. He's worse than Chris Ivory. He's worse than Terrence West. 3-2-6. That'll bring up that 4 first DB into the look-in zone. spread the other guys around. I'll take a left to Michael. +2, guessed wrong. And he even gives you a higher fumble chance. Don't think, you know. As much as I love Christy Michael, I just don't see why he's in the game. Wait a minute, what happened there? Was it a block kick? Why didn't that show up on my screen? Sam Cock slips as he kicks the ball, and San Francisco puts the rock back in his face. In your face, Sam Cock. You don't want to put things in Cock's face usually, but in this case, you do. The game's on the line, your season's on the line. Suddenly, Ed has the ball with 2:24 to go at the Ravens 38. Block punt die 10. Punt die 12. Why didn't that show up on my screen? Well, it happened, folks. And this game ain't over. 38 yards away from the end zone. You get a 2-point conversion. You can even try to kick it deep if you still have your 3 timeouts. Otherwise, try to get that onside. Get the tying field goal. Tom decides to go to a 3-3-5. My stars and garters. Tom says he's given up a ton of onside kicks over the last 18 months or so. And by a ton, he probably means like 5. But Tom doesn't play that many games, so 5 out of 30 games, 5 out of 48 games, something like that. And run left to Gore. Guessed wrong, the dreaded 5, out of bounds, 2:06 to go. That would have been a great time for a 28-yard run, but we haven't seen a lot of the edges today. We've seen a lot of the middle of the car. Or maybe I'm just remembering it that way. I think we did see a 24-yard run from Gore earlier on the edge. He needed a 28 one there, didn't get it. 25 runs for 109. We're still in there. 2 minutes to go. 2:06 to go. So maybe he'll run it here, knowing the clock stops with 2 minutes to go anyway. Linebacker to Gore. He does run it. Now he wants the D card. Plus a defensive nose tackle, +7 or +33. Josh Chapman comes up big again. 3rd and 3. Now, if you don't convert here, I think you kick the field goal. Try to recover the onside kick. Got to give yourself those 2 possessions. It doesn't matter what order they come in. Ed goes 2 tight end sets. 2 minutes left. 3rd and 3. We got Dan in the broadcast. Dan, feel free to turn your mic on if you want to talk. But I think Dan has like the game on one computer and the computer with the microphone's a different computer. Either way, Dan or Nathan, you guys are both willing to come on here. 3rd and 3, long pass to Golden Tate, being double covered by a linebacker. Interception. Oh no, it wasn't. It was by an extra DB, and that's 2-minute zone. That's a straight pick. The Ravens D gets their 3rd interception of the day on Romo. Every time Ed's tried to go deep, it seems to be a 7 roll on the D card. That's going to give Tom a big sigh of relief. Injury. Chris Ivory comes out of that game, and he'll probably have to miss 2 games, which means, Tom, you shouldn't use him in the Super Bowl against me because he's injured for 2 games. Oh, wait a minute. We only use single-game injuries, so scratch that. 2nd and 4. You like to get those guessed right runs for 6 yards. 24-13. San Francisco just got bit by the turnovers today. Like I said before, big plays. All those Roethlisberger bombs, turnovers, all those Romo picks, penalties, and injuries. Those all decide playoff games in SOMSFA. Looking past the gates, it's a short gain after he was trying to key Terrence West. And another timeout here will bring it to 1:37. So Tom can just take a knee from here on out. That would take it down to about 20 seconds to go when he can punt it away. Or maybe even better than that, because Ed doesn't even call timeout there. Big Ben takes a knee. Ed doesn't call timeout here. He's waving the white flag. He might try to call timeout and get a punt. At least get a punt, get a miracle chance. You never know, Ed. You might get to plug another punt. Nope, he says it's over. It's over, folks. Let me send this link to Mr. Tom. Although he always chides me for saying, "Hey, it's on the forum. Look on the forum. Why are you asking me for it?" Uh, that's the game. Now we have a little chit chat. Then Tom says he's going to come on here. Close this up. Don't need that anymore. The score from the Seattle St. Louis game was 24-14. This score is 24-13. So pretty entertaining. Nice couple of games here for both teams. Let me see if I can put the link here. Yeah, I don't think Ed is in the mood to talk, and I don't blame him. I come on these games after, or on the podcast after losses, and it's always tough. But only one team's going to end the season happy, and you should never feel bad about losing a game in the semifinals. Getting to the semifinals is huge. So, but very impressive win tonight by Tom. Very impressive, a very entertaining game. It was back and forth. Went down to the wire. We had, Chris Ivory went out for one play at the last play, no big deal. Vinny Curry and Mike Muhammad were injured in the first half and did not return. Ed had a couple of injuries to his guys that were only to a half, as well as an injury to Cooper Health that was for the rest of the game. So injuries were pretty even, and they weren't to key personnel. Well, Health is a key probably to Ed's offense, but not like it's his number one wide receiver. But the story of the game really were those picks. I mean, Big Ben went deep quite a bit, maybe just as often as Romo, but it seemed like every time Romo did it, it was landing in the interception split. So, saw a couple of key sacks. Let's look at the ball possession report.
What's up, Dennis?
So this is the way the game went. And look at those.
Hey, Dennis, can you hear me?
That second half for the 49ers. The last 4 possessions went interception, touchdown, interception. And like I was saying earlier, their drives in the first half went. There's a 48-yard drive. There's a 37-yard drive. There's a 61-yard drive. But they either ended in a field goal. There's another 64-yard drive. Field goals, turnover on downs, or they had to punt it. So they've moved the ball well, but look at these drives put together by that Raven offense. 65 yards, 32 yards, 58 yards. Oh, Tom says he's in a hangout. Why don't I hear you?
I don't know. Why don't you hear me? Can you hear me now? Have you muted? Are you
on mute this time?
I think you might have muted the whole room.
I can't hear you.
Oh, Dennis.
Hello? Tom?
Yeah, can you hear me now?
Yeah, you had yourself on mute there, I think.
No, I turned it off and on just for like 1 second just now. Can you hear me now?
Oh yeah, I hear you now.
Yeah, I think you might have had a global mute or something going on.
Yeah, no, it should be fine. Well, Dan and Nathan, you guys could hear me during the broadcast, right? Can you hit me up on Instant Messenger to let me know that you heard me okay on the broadcast? Otherwise, I'll have to do another rebroadcast with the sound on this time.
Dan says the broadcast is okay.
Yeah.
They're using the chat feature.
No, I can hear. Yeah, I see that now. Nice job with the chat feature. Congratulations, Tom. Way to go. That was one heck of a game.
Yeah, boy, I wouldn't want to have to play it again, I'll tell you that much.
It's always tough against Ed, but I thought you did an excellent job. Your offense was just unstoppable today, and anytime you needed a big play, you seemed to get it. I was just going over the ball possession chart. The last 4 possessions for San Francisco went interception, touchdown, interception, interception. So
Well, he was down 24-6, so he had to start going on top more, and that's how I got some of those picks
yeah,
late. But I think Big Ben really bailed me out. I have not really been. Look, if I have a good quarterback, I'm always going to throw some bombs. I know
right.
Dan's listening. He said that I was a flat pass guy, but but if I have a good quarterback, I'm always going to throw some bombs. But this team has not really been a bombs away type of team because you got the running game and Big Ben got the great flat pass card and short pass card. So I've missed sprinkled with some bombs, but wasn't too aggressive with it. But I always like to test the waters, so I threw a bomb somewhere in the first quarter or second quarter, and I hit it. Threw another one, and I hit it. I was like, you know what?
Just keep going.
Let's ride it. I'm hot with the bomb, and that's what helped me get that 10-0 lead in the second quarter. And then I made it 10-3. And I forget the exact play, but I think he might have had a 3rd and short inside my 20, early third quarter, and I might have double teamed like Larry Fitzgerald or something right in the flat, and that made him kick a field goal from like inside the 15 to make it 10-6, and that was big.
Yeah, because the way those games flow, you had those 2 or 3 really good drives, and they both, the first 2 ended on fumbles. So a lot of times when you're in that situation, you're like, oh man, I missed my chances there. I even said on the broadcast, you missed your chances, and then, your opponent adjusts, and you don't get those long drives, and he starts to get his and cash them in. You can feel like, man, I wasted those opportunities. But you did a great job just continually keeping the pressure on with your play calling. You had him guessing wrong quite a bit in the second half.
Well, look, Ed's a great coach, but look, he played a team. Look, I'm fortunate. Look, I built this team pretty much for the year, as you know, because I knew Big Ben and a high ID percentages next year, and I made the trade for Julio Jones and Marquise Pouncey, knowing that Pouncey was going to be out already for the next year.
Right.
And I said, let me try and really build a team for the year, which I don't usually do. And the next year, it'll be like take a year off with Big Ben's picks and a couple other guys injured, and then see if we come back the year after.
You see how much fun it is to build a team for the year? I do that all the time.
Not as much fun, Dennis. I want those draft picks.
No, it's just great. Winning is great.
No, I want to stake in the playoffs at 9-7 with a young team. That's my goal every year.
All right.
No. You know my goal. My goal is to build a team. Look, my first 8 years of the SSFA, that I drafted the team from scratch. Made the playoffs 7 times, made the Super Bowl twice, won a Super Bowl, and never had a losing record. I missed the playoffs 8-8 one year, because that was a team that I started out building young, and it was easy to do when you're doing the whole initial draft yourself from scratch.
Right.
That's like the model that I want for all my teams. Is I'm going to build with young players until I get to a point where I can sustain critical mass and be competitive every year for like 7 or 8 years without having to do a major rebuild. That's kind of the way I'd like to play.
Yeah.
Maybe in a couple of those years I can make a run for the year like I did with the SSFA teams a couple of times. It doesn't always work out, but I had a great team that lost to John Madden in the divisional round one year with my negative 5 turnovers that game. But that's the way I prefer to play. But if I know in the spring league, that's the thing, in the spring league, you already know what you guys did in the NFL for the following year.
Yeah.
So you can say, well, next year you're going to take a year off, so it's a little easier to go for it this year more aggressively because I know next year I'm probably going to be a down team,
Right.
But I'll tell you, look, anytime you're playing Ed, all right, you got your work cut out for you,
Yeah.
So, well, one of the things that helped me with, it's funny because Nathan and Dan are in here. We were talking so much about the spreadsheets and all the threads about the pass rushing and just in general. But one of the things the spreadsheets taught me is that if you have a good enough running game and good enough blocking inside, you can run inside against the nose tackle 6. You don't have to be that scared of it,
Right.
And of course, Terrence West, we all know, has got that, very good linebacker tackle card, and Chris Harvey's not too bad. So, against a 3-4, it can be tricky sometimes if you want to throw a lot of flat passes. So I was like, look, I'm gonna run at his left end 4 a little bit if I can. That's why you throw a lot of Chris Harvey in there because Terrence West can't go and run. But I'm also going to run linebackers and off tackle, and I'm not going to shy away. I know Ed's going to blitz at left outside. He's going to slide his left inside out. He's got a 4 on the other side. If I go 2 tight ends, I got to worry a little bit about Jared Cook. So I felt flat pass running, I could do it. And I said, I'm going to throw a lot of short passes at him. The short pass 3 men against a 6 is really not a bad play with a good quarterback and max receivers. So, you know, and I figured he's going to pay a lot of attention to Antonio Gates. So you saw me throw a lot of short passes. Yeah, I pretty much, I think, ran pretty much every type of offensive play, like with good balance. You know, I had inside runs, I had flat passes, short passes, a few bombs, the occasional land run with Ivory. So I think it helped. And of course, look, it's easy to do that when you have really good personnel. The team, Big Ben's got a tremendous flat pass, short pass guard, and it can reach it deep.
Yeah.
I got two max receivers, not max bomb, but otherwise max receivers. Gates is real good. Jared Cook's not too bad.
Absolutely.
You know, Ivory and West can run. The offensive line is great for run and pass blocking. So I mean, you know, anybody, you know, it's, you know, you have a lot of options as an offensive coach if you're fortunate enough to have a team like that.
Yep. Yeah, you got me scared, man. That looks like an unstoppable offense. I'm not.
Well, look at this guy.
Too confident now.
16-0.
Yeah, 15-0.
16-0. What you outscored the opponent by like 20 points a game, and now you're gonna
really
classic Dennis Crowley fashion, trying to paint yourself as the underdog, going 16-0, outscoring the opponent by 328 points, and you're gonna start crying underdog. Oh, I'm worried now, underdog.
I'm not saying that you should be favored. I'm just saying you got me worried. This team is legit.
Solid team.
Very solid team.
Jesus, you had 6,500 yards of offense.
Yeah.
You know, but it'll be but I'll tell you, you know, you go into a game like this. You know, I know it's gonna be a tough game with Ed. I figured it's gonna be a low-scoring game. I did think that, you know, his ability to get a big play in offense was very limited. And I used to always be a guy. I'm always gonna double team. Always gonna flood the flats. Always win free safety around. But I've taken a little bit too. I think what Jay and Ron do is that when you got that strong secondary, and you know I always try to build a strong secondary.
Yeah.
If you leave the free safety home a lot, it seems like it's gonna be a little harder for that guy to get like into the end zone. You know.
You're going to get as many long passes with that 6 free safety sitting there in the zone.
Yeah, or I had a 5 free safety, a 6 quarter, to the 5s.
Yeah.
And it's Romo, who's not great at the bomb this year. So it's like, as long as you don't give the guy a long pass, no man wrong, you can limit his ability to get a bomb. And then Frank Gore's longest runs are not that long in his card. He popped a 24-yarder. But so I felt like, you know what, at times if I just do that, if I leave my free safety home, but otherwise try to guess right or whatever, even though I did double team a fair amount, you know, I feel like it'd be hard for the team to get into the end zone, which happened in the regular season. I feel like I've had these matchups with this team before, and I didn't realize my defense played so well. It was actually number 2 in the league in points allowed. I thought it was worse than that.
No,
but I just feel like it's been hard for a team like that, kind of a ball control team without a lot of explosiveness, to get into the end zone. You know, and I had a 6 covering Golden Tate, so you know that's his best receiver, and Gronk, I gave Gronk a lot of extra attention.
Yeah.
But as great as Gronk is, I mean, he's still a long pass. He's still only like a 9.15 or whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. No, I thought you did a great job. I think you had a good game plan and you executed well.
Yeah, and I'll tell you, I was really like, oh, come on, you know, on those first 2 turnovers, I was inside the 20-yard line. I think I was 25 twice. Everything's going great. I got a fumble 4.1 in Terrence West, and then I got a wide receiver fumble. I can't do anything about that.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, come on, you know, at least if like he's double teaming me, I'm getting an interception, okay. But like, I know it's only the first quarter, but it's Ed is a great coach. I was down there twice and got like these unlikely turnovers, as opposed to like a short pass 4-man 9 in his card.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, you know, I know he can be tough to score on sometimes, just with the coaching, you know. So.
Yeah. Well, think about it this way though: if those plays took points away from you, but it gave him long fields to have to go back and take advantage of him by getting his own points. So
yeah,
you'd rather not have that. You'd rather have that, I guess, in that case, than to have it deep in your territory where right away he capitalizes on it. Although you did lose your own opportunity at least field goals there. So.
Yeah, and they seem pretty good at punching it in because the running game is pretty strong, including the run blocking, guess right, and Big Ben's so strong for the short pass right. So they've been pretty good about cashing in when they get inside the red zone. You know, but I really didn't feel confident. I got like in the game. Well, first of all, going into the game, I thought I was going to lose. I just had a feeling I was going to lose. I thought one of us would lose. So it's nice that one of us did. And cool that we're playing a Super Bowl against each other in one of Ed's leagues. But I like in the game, I didn't like sort of exhale a little bit and relax until I hit the short pass long game touchdown to Demaryius Thomas.
Yeah.
You know, that made it 17-6, I think, mid third quarter. And I was like, oh.
Yeah,
he he needs 11 points to tie. My defense is playing good. He doesn't have a lot of explosiveness. You know, I'm moving the ball pretty well against him, so I started feeling good as long as nothing crazy happened. But I've had uncanny bad luck. You know, I'm not one of those guys like, oh, I've had bad luck at this and bad luck at that. But like one thing in this game, like over the last year and a half to 2 years, for some reason, I've had really, really bad luck with wide receiver fumbles and with giving up onside kicks. Like, I don't know what happened. Like a year and a half ago, all of a sudden I ran into a bad string of it. It's like the previous 12 years I had no incidents, no problems.
I've had games where they just, you know, of course I play so many games, but I had Ron Martin in NSFL. He had 2 games to me in 2 different years where he recovered 3 onside kicks in the same game, both times. So I know what you're talking about when you get into those streaks, but you play so few games that I would guess that maybe you had onside, you lost maybe 5, 6 in your 48 games a year.
I think I've lost more than that. It was crazy for a little while.
Oh wow!
I was winning some of those games, but it was just crazy. It seemed like every time the guy was down by 2 scores, he would score and get the onside kick. It seemed like. I mean, obviously that didn't happen every time, but it just seemed like it. But he wouldn't always get the second score to tie or win the game, but it just seemed like, I was like, come on, why can't I just recover a kickoff?
Right.
But
Where are your special teams coach?
Yeah, so that's what happened here. Is he blocked? I'm like, okay, my defense is playing good. I'm at like the 50 or whatever. I got a good punter. I'm going to run it 3 times and punt it. And I get the punt blocked, which he has it on 12. And I was like, and he's at like at 39. I'm like, I know Bailey is good, like 2 to 6, 11, and 12 out to 39. If it gets a little closer, it's like 2 to 9 or 2 to 10. And I'm like, Jesus, you know, he's going to kick the field goal. It's going to be 152 left. Onside kick, he's going to recover. Now I got to sweat it out. And I'm like, come on, you know?
Yeah.
I can't get the punt off, but then I picked off Romo, I think, double team or whatever.
Yeah. So
I forgot what happened.
Yeah, that was a very exciting game, very nice ending, and we get the dream matchup. We get the Seattle Seahawks against the Baltimore Ravens. This is going to send the Ravens through the roof.
If only it was the New York Jets. Some guy in this league has got the Jets name. I took the team over before last year and drafted and traded for them, played 4 games, then had to leave for the rest of the season. Stanley took it over, which improved the draft position.
That's a strategic move if you need a different coach.
Exactly. I was like Greg Popovich let the other guy coach, then drafted Duck, and he fires the guy, and he comes down and coaches the team out of the front office. Exactly. But then so this year the team was up again. I was like, well, since they're available, and it's already like year 2 for me. And I traded away a first-round pick. I traded away first pick last year, first-round pick this year. I was like, well, I'm going to get year 2 of a team I already drafted. Well, last year, I'll take it.
Yeah,
so
it's been fun.
But some guy has a New York Jets name, so I had to be the Baltimore Ravens. It would have been nicer if it could have been Seahawks Jets, because those are our teams, you know.
I don't
know.
We can ask Ed to go ahead and change the name just for the Super Bowl. The Baltimore Jets or the New York Ravens or something.
Jets.
No, it'll be good.
Yeah, but your defense actually is what worries me the most. I mean, look, I know you got Russell Wilson and you got Marshawn Lynch. I feel like they should do pretty decently against Russell with you, except when it comes to his end running. And Lynch, you know, and you have a good offense, but I feel like your defense is the tougher side of the ball for me to match up with, I think. Because they're 4-3 with those 6'6" linebackers. One of them can get hurt, that'd be nice. And then you got a 6 at corner and a 6 at free safety. So, yeah, I think you can be tough for me to move the ball against. Look at that number you put up, 227. So I don't, you know. So, and I think if I remember, I looked at your team once. You have great returners, I think, I think would be big. Yeah, you got Julian Edelman and Stedman Bailey.
Yeah,
and you got Jacoby Jones.
I need Stedman to return like 3 touchdowns to give me the win, because your defense is going to be tough to score against.
My defense is not. I mean, my numbers were good, but you look at my rating. My defense is not that great.
Well, we'll see.
So I don't have a lot of pass rush.
So when do you want to play this? When do you want to play this matchup?
Give me about 12 minutes.
9:30. I don't think the files are out yet, Tom.
Well, you can text Ed.
Are you serious? You want to play tonight?
No, I don't want to play tonight. Are you crazy? I don't know.
I'm ready.
Yeah, well, the old days I would have been ready, but now I need to at least, you know, at least let me enjoy this victory a little bit, enjoy an appearance for the Super Bowl.
I would love to get a chance to play you without you being able to work on your spreadsheets. I'm actually going to text Vanessa to see if she can keep you busy so you don't have time to prepare for the matchup.
Well, hey.
That's the option.
I don't mind to keep me busy. But Oh, that was bad.
So,
I'm glad she wasn't here to hear that. She got mad at me if I said that.
where's my sound effects?
Uh,
My timing is impeccable as always.
I thought I was just being interviewed.
Oh, that's the wrong thing. See, again, this show.
But you know what I like? I mean, you know what I like is, I know you're undefeated, but I mean, a Super Bowl in one of these leagues with the combined records of 31-1. We were 31. We were 31-1.
It's pretty awesome. So
You know.
how are we going to handle the play-by-play then? Do you want me to do a silent recording, and then no matter who wins or loses,
Silent but deadly.
we do like an TK or MST3K dub over afterward, or do you want to ask like Mike Stuckey to call it, or what?
Mike Stuckey.
Yeah, he'd call the game for us.
Has he?
Yeah.
Is he good at it?
He's the guy I go to when I need an extra play-by-play guy, and you're not around.
I got you. He's like the Kenny Albert.
Or we can ask Dan. Maybe Dan Warren wants to do it.
There you go. Oh, no, I was saying. I mean, if you don't mind a potentially 3-hour game, we could play live like we're playing now.
No, I don't think that would be good.
Like a face-to-face game, and we could be going all bullshit when stuff happens. You don't think that'd be good? Well, no, we played that way once for a quarter with that PR. We were trying it out.
Yeah, I know, but
Dennis didn't like it because I was bullshitting all the time and not calling any plays.
Yeah, and it took forever, and I wiped you out, and so I don't want any excuses if I beat you this time.
Excuses?
Yeah.
I used to be a face-to-face guy. I'm not worried about it.
Well, I'm worried about it. I don't want it to play that way.
You know what? Wow.
I'm scared.
Dennis is running from the challenge of the. Well, you could have Nathan. You could have guys listening to the game live as we're playing and talking to each other.
You really would want to do that?
I would play that way. I wouldn't care.
Really?
Absolutely.
It's
only the Super Bowl.
Is how would we do it where you're not seeing the play calls? You know, because when you're doing play-by-play, you can see whoever's hosting it. You see the play calls. You see where they're clicking.
Well, no. Well.
I mean,
I think what we do is we lock the camera on you so that only I see your play calls. That'll work well. No, there's a way. We just don't. Let's see. I see what you're saying because we share a screen.
Let's do a silent recording. It'll be the same amount of time. We play the game, and then after the game, we watch it and re-record.
I'm not rebroadcasting. I'm not broadcasting a game I already know the result of.
I'm not broadcasting.
Oh, here it is, 3rd and 8. I wonder what's going to happen now.
Not broadcasting it, but just saying, oh, you rat bastard, how did you double team me there? How did you know I was going to do that? You know, riffing on each other while the game's
I don't like that.
Okay.
Well, you can have somebody else call the game. Let's see. Or what else could we do? So usually we're watching the game. I don't know. Well, I can think about it.
All right.
But,
we'll
we don't have to play that way. We can play the regular way and broadcast whatever. You can have somebody broadcast the game if you want.
Yeah, I don't mind. I've done that before where I do a silent recording and do the play-by-play on top. Even though I know what's happening, I can still lay down a decent play-by-play. That doesn't really bother me.
I'm not doing that.
All right.
I wouldn't do that for anybody.
I do for myself.
Do it yourself. You play the game and then you broadcast your own game.
Yeah, I do.
Now let's see what Dennis does here in 2nd and 3 about yourself.
Come on now, I've gotten a whole dozen views from that method, so I'm sure.
Did you notice? Did you notice I did a little aggressive free safety blitzing there?
I did notice that. That was sweet.
I did it like 3 times. A little homage to the guys in the room.
Yes, I wondered if Tom was, I mentioned the broadcast. Is Tom? I wonder if he's been reading the forum lately. I said, yeah, he's been involved in the conversation. He's been driving the conversation.
Well, it's funny. Like I said in the forum, I really haven't used my spreadsheets much this year. He's been a little bit in SOMSFA until my team started 1-7. So he started like 1-4, and I was like, all right, I'm not going to bother with spreadsheets. My team's not going to go anywhere. Because the spreadsheets were telling me from early on the team wasn't going to go anywhere, and they were right. But I did do a fair amount of spreadsheet work for this game, not complete. But I did do my pass rush part, and I was like, I don't know. I mean, Ed's offensive line is not that great. My blitzing's not that great. But I said, a couple of spots maybe I'll go for it. We'll see. And I did go for it a couple of times. I know he was surprised. I think about 24-6 only for the quarter, first and 10 they went for one.
Yeah, that was a good play.
I put everybody he threw an incomplete pass.
Yeah, the whole flow of the game I thought was really good. You did a good job keeping your offense moving when you were doing well, and mixing in the run call so he just couldn't guess wrong all game.
I was fortunate. Is this a team where I played somebody with C.J. Anderson last time and I kept guessing run correctly? That was Rene. Yeah, that was Oakland.
Yeah,
that's right. Yeah. I was fortunate that I hit Frank Gore with a lot of correct run calls. Well, first of all, I let him pretty much run wild the first quarter and a half or something.
Right.
And then after that, I seemed to hit him right almost every single time. I wasn't guessing much run the first quarter and a half. And there's some of that where I think I hit him on like a big 2nd and 5. It was like my first run. I've been calling pass the whole game, like quarter and a half in. It's like 2nd and 5, zone 46, and I run keyed him. With everybody and run keyed him. Put him to 3rd and 6.
You used all your weapons today. That was great.
So it worked out well. So Crowley and Cook.
Yes. CNC Music Factory.
Battle
CNC Strat Factory.
Battle of the Hangouts Super Bowl.
There you go.
So we'll see. I gotta call the game this Sunday for you and Jay.
So do you want to play before that or after that?
I don't know. Friday might work. I don't know. We'll see. I wouldn't mind getting it. It sounds crazy to say Super Bowl. I wouldn't mind getting it out of the way.
No, let's play on
Plus the new game's gonna come out soon. So
yeah. I would like to play on Friday because I think that I'd love to have everything wrapped up by Sunday. So yeah, if you want to do Friday, I'm good with that.
That might work. Friday evening?
Yeah, Friday at 4:15 or 4 o'clock, 4:30.
Let's see. So Saturday is Vanessa's birthday. I'm thinking about Saturday. 4:15 Pacific or Eastern?
For my time, so 7:15 your time. 7.
I don't know. Email me and I'll respond.
Okay, sounds good.
Maybe a little later. Maybe 8 o'clock. I can do some spreadsheet prep. Maybe 8 o'clock Eastern.
And so that extra hour is when you're gonna do your spreadsheet work from 4 to 5.
It potentially could be an extra 45 minutes of spreadsheet work.
Or
more likely, a nap.
All right. 4:30 is better for me if you can do it, but I'll email you.
Okay.
Hey, talk to you soon.
All right, so let us know. Thanks for calling again.
No problem.